On your screen is one of India's brightest young talents, Ilamparthi, and he is taking the board one of the chess Thulir team. We are in Hong Kong, and many top players are here. Here you can see Prag and Vaishali entering. Vishy Anand, the legend, is Ilamparthi's opponent, and this is going to be an epic clash of generations. Ilamparthi born in 2009 and Vishy Anand born in 1969. That's 40 years of difference between them. And guess what? Ilamparthi is also trained by Vishy Anand at the Westbridge Anand Chess Academy, and he's also sponsored by Westbridge. So in a way, it's like the teacher is playing against the student. Reminds us of the days when Prag and Gukesh were young. Here's another talent. Let's see what happens. The players are ready, and Vishy is playing for the team of Chess United. And Ilamparthi opens with e4. We have e5, Vishy being very solid, knight to f3, and knight c6 played. Bishop to c4, the Italian is on the board, and Vishy responds back with bishop c5, c3 played, knight to f6, and top level you see d3, but Ilamparthi is very sharp player. He's very tactical and he tests Anand with this sharp line by playing d4 and then b4. Now Vishy puts his bishop back to b6. If you take back on d4, the b4 pawn is hanging, so e5 pushed. And Anand strikes with d5. This is a typical move. You take the knight, take the bishop, and he goes check. Ilamparthi closed his eyes for a bit. By the way, he's played this line before in and over the board tournament. Bishop e6, and Anand also seems very well prepared. He has 15 minutes 51 seconds, attacks the knight on c6. I'm pretty sure Vishy hasn't looked at this very deeply. Knight a5. He could have also inserted the move d3. But now f takes g7 taken. Vishy defends the rook. Rook g8. What a mess has been created on the board. The knight is a bit offside. Pawn takes pawn. And now queen f6 is one of the main moves. There's also queen d7. But Anand takes on g7. This is not a good move, because now Ilamparthi can get his knight to c3, and that is going to give him an advantage, because the knight on a5 is a bit misplaced. There are ideas of pushing the pawn to d5. Every tempo matters a lot in this line, and he plays it. So if Anand takes rook takes g2, there's king f1, rook goes back, and d5 with a winning position. So that's the reason why bishop d4 taken, bishop to b2 played. A good move. Just defending the knight. The bishop comes back to f6, and now knight e4 played. There was also rook d1, which was very strong here, but knight e4 attacks the bishop. Okay, you can trade it on b2, but bishop b2, queen b2 hits the rook. So c3 played by Anand, and he's hoping that Ilamparthi takes on c3, because after take, queen f6, black is completely fine. But rook d1 played, queen e7, and bishop a3, hitting the queen. Queen takes bishop, knight takes bishop with a check. What a amazing little combination there by Ilamparthi. The point now is that Anand's king is in the center. Yes, he has this very strong pawn, but now white simply castles. So white has two knights in the play. The knight on a5 is offside. The king on f8 is a bit weak. Vishy comes back, attacks the knight, queen e5, defending the knight. A very good move. And now bishop h3. Maybe knight c4 was better. He quickly plays queen f4, which is not the best move. Queen takes c3, believe it or not, was the best idea with bg2, knight h5. Crazy lines here are possible. But he plays queen f4, and now Anand can take on g2 with the rook. Ilamparthi's point here, of course, is that if bishop takes g2, there's knight g5. And white is winning here, because bishop f1, there's rook d7. That's insane bit of calculation that he's done. So Anand goes in rook g2. And Ilamparthi is making Vishy Anand calculate crazy lines. Rook g6, the best move played by Vishy. What a game this is turning out to be. And now the threat is to take the knight. Also threatening bishop g2 check. So knight at 7. He takes the pawn with a check. King has to move. King g7 makes sense. And Anand is a bit unsure here whether he should go to g7 or g8. Both are decent moves. He goes king g7, and now very important to play rook g1, because any other move means bishop g2 is very strong. Yes, he saves the rook as well, plays rook g1, and only move king takes at 7. Time wise, Vishy has 4 minutes, Ilamparthi 2 minutes. King takes at 7 taken. And now rook takes on g6 is one idea. There's also knight g5, knight h3. So he takes, f takes g6. And the point is, now if you play knight g5 check, king g7, knight h3, there is rook f8 and the c pawn is pretty strong. Black is fine here. And so the best move is rook e1. Well done. Attacks the queen. Queen d7 is the only move, kind of, or queen g7. But Anand goes queen f8. He leaves. Oh, he doesn't leave the queen. He puts it back. He's a bit nervous there. You could see that this is not a very happy position for Vishy. He thinks for 2 minutes, plays it, but it's a mistake. It's a huge mistake. In fact, Ilamparthi is winning now, completely winning. Knight g5 check first, or queen h4. He can start with either of the two moves because he has to make both these moves on the board that are there. So knight g5 check, king g7, and by the way, here queen c7 is hanging, so you have to go king g8, and now queen takes, queen h4, attacking the bishop, threatening mate. That's the sequence that Ilamparthi has to find. You can see that Ilamparthi is feeling the excitement. He can beat the legend, the 5-time world champion. He plays a check. King has to go back. King g8. Now you can pick up the pawn on c7, threatening the knight, and also here it looks a bit loose because you're sending the queen far away from the king. But queen c7 is a very strong move. He goes queen h4, the other strong move, threatening the bishop and the h7 square. But Anand has seen a defense. He plays queen f6, and his point is, if you take here, the g5 is hanging. So check, king f8. And now a very important move needs to be found. Okay, first a check, king g8. The winning idea is to play f4 at the right time. f4 is important because it defends the knight, stops queen f3 check, and you can't take the pawn because of, check and mate here on h8. So check, he goes king f8. Ilamparthi needs to find f4. Once he plays f4, he's completely winning. Rook e7 is threatened, queen e7, queen h8 mate. He gives another check. Vishy moves to g8. Is Vishy going to wriggle out of this with a draw? He's -4 here. Ilamparthi gives a check, king f8. Anand looks at the boy. He's like, is this going to be a draw or what? Oh my god, the excitement is crazy here. And the nerves get the better of the youngster. Anand shakes hands there. What a save. That sigh of relief. And a draw is, and look at Ilamparthi immediately says, can I play f4 here? And king f8, f4. And Anand is like, c2. So the move here, king g8, f4, and c2. Well, the point is, after queen h3, white is winning here, and it's a big missed opportunity for Ilamparthi, but also shows his style so well. The way he attacks is crazy. And you can see Anand talking to GM Shyam Sundar, who is the man behind the Chess Thulir Academy, and all of them from Chennai here, all three of them, Shyam, Ilamparthi and Vishy Anand. Well, what a game this was. Truly enjoyable. Clash of generations. And, well, Vishy, he's so
Freedom
amazing.
begins with a
saved the
choice.
draw there.
In 2008, we made ours. Freedom knows no borders. Step by step, we became part of the global financial system. In 2019, we went public on NASDAQ. In 2024, we built a digital ecosystem. Fintech, lifestyle, telecom, everything comes together in one unified digital space. Today, freedom is a system that shapes markets. $2 billion in annual revenue, $9.3 billion market capitalization, 11 million customers, 11,300 plus employees, 230 offices worldwide. Freedom begins with a choice, and every day we make it again. Freedom Holding Corp. One ecosystem, many possibilities.